Home is a wonderful place to be. We often think of our house as a home, but to a family who is going through cancer, you quickly learn that a home is much more than a house. When Gracie was sick, our home was in several places. It was in Mohawk, it was in Albany, it was in every place we went. Home was a place where together we could rest our head, our minds, and our hearts safely. Home wasn't just a place to us. It was an intangible feeling we received in many locations that gave us a sense of peace and joy from our loved ones and from the supportive environment where we knew we weren't alone in this fight. Home wasn't easy to define, but we knew when we were there. Amazing Gracie's Gift wants every child and family to feel at home during their journey. Our foundation supports families during their diagnosis by granting wishes or assistance, by holding events at local children's hospitals and the Ronald McDonald House of Albany, and by helping families create memories that will last a lifetime. When our families are in need, Amazing Gracie's Gift can create a feeling of home for all our families no matter where they are. We couldn't do this alone though. For 9 years, our events have turned into places of laughter, support, and unconditional love because of all of you. Thank you to those who come to our small town events. The golf tournament and Night of Grace are spring and fall traditions where everyone can feel at home. In 2020, our traditional events were canceled as we were all stuck at home, but your heart still wanted to give. A new tradition was created that brought people together from many different small towns and roads. Our virtual run brought a sense of togetherness as we all set out on different country roads that led us home. A mission that was done separately, but had one common goal. Thank you for taking those country roads from around the world to help families feel at home during their fight. Home is a place where you laugh, you can have fun, and hugs are given when they're needed. Most of all, home is a place where love is unconditional. The Ronald McDonald House will always be home to us. It was this home that gave us a feeling of friendship, warmth, contentment, and peace. The Melody Center at Albany Med was another place we called home. We realized at this hospital that home is where not just your heart is, but the hearts of those you love and trust.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Heather, and we are Addie's parents. Addison was diagnosed with B-cell lymphoblastic leukemia on April 19th of 2019. The world was in chaos, and our family was as well. We had thoughts that we would be going home after this biopsy. Instead, we were wheeled into a room that we stayed in for 28 days straight. It was tough because we also have another daughter who she thought mom and dad were coming home, and only dad came home that day.
I basically became a single father overnight of a 5-year-old, and she was stuck in the hospital. She couldn't come out, I couldn't go in. It definitely turned our life right around. Charlotte, when they left, obviously being 4 years old, just thought, Addie's sick. They got to go to the hospital for a little bit, like a normal doctor's appointment. And then telling her that they weren't going to be home for a while. She never once really broke down. She never once really cried about it. We went and did daddy-daughter nights and did as much stuff as we could do during COVID times. But she was a trooper.
For the next 28 days, we started her treatment plan. She started immediately. That was one of the amazing things about her type of leukemia, is that they already had a plan, that they knew would work and do some damage towards these cancer cells. And we were going right to town. She said she wanted to go home a lot. That was ever since we walked in those doors. I want to go home. I want to see my daddy. I miss my daddy. I miss my sister. I just want to go home. And I said, honey, we're going to get you home, but we got to get you better first. She was in so much pain that morphine was needed, opiates, and a bunch of different drugs to control that pain. And after that first round of chemo is when I saw this relief in her face. Almost like this exhale of like, oh, it doesn't hurt that bad anymore. Because of COVID, the child life specialists were not able to interact with the children as much as they would have been in a different situation. So there weren't a lot of toys and there wasn't a lot of kid stuff to do. And then Lisa reached out to us and, said, is there anything that you guys need? And I said, Addie loved it was a little kitchen sink that water would run out of, and it was like a little play sink. I said, Addie would love one of those. And Lisa had it in the mail, and it was on its way to us. And she played with that sink through the entire duration of her hospital stay. As soon as she realized that she was in a place that was going to take her pain away and make her better, and she started to see herself getting better, I think that gave her faith in mind that, all right, I'm where I need to be, and once I get better, I can go home. It was tough. It was trying on our family. But as we got home and stayed home for the weeks to come, we created our own version of normalcy and got into the swing of things. And the steroid weight and puffiness started to come off. And Addie would start to take a couple steps here and a couple steps there. And then finally, just one day, she just took off running. And to see your kid run after she has now needed to learn how to walk twice is a really amazing sight.
So the foundation being there for us throughout this whole thing was just knowing that someone had your back, and knowing those two, and knowing that they went through something similar with a younger child definitely helped with the process. They also did awesome things, little gift bags for the girls, so both girls had something to kind of have in common and to play with. They kept reminding us that anything we needed, they'd be there for us. Just knowing that we had someone that we could, in our cell phone, that we could call personally and not go on a website and try to reach somebody through an 800 number.
Amazing Gracie's gift is the gift to all kids that are in this unfortunate event in their life, and they don't shy anyone away, and all are welcome, and that's really freaking cool. So Jeff and Lisa and Amazing Gracie's Gift Foundation, we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being there and for having our back and for having Addie's and Charlotte's back. And it's so nice to know that we have Addie's army built up in other parts of New York, not just where we live. It's really nice to know that you have our back.
We thank you. We thank you so much.
Dear Gracie, I remember when we made that first scary trek to Albany. We packed up our bags at midnight and left the only home we knew. We all felt alone and scared as we had no idea the journey we were about to embark on. We felt so very far away from home. We quickly learned that home was not just our house in Mohawk. Home was wherever we were together. Home for you was in Mommy and Daddy's arms. Home was playing with your brother. Home was snuggling with your bunny. Home was where you felt safe and loved. Our family was welcomed into many different places and hearts during your fight. Our foundation now strives to give other families that feeling of home during their darkest days. Please help our supporters to continue to see that the love, kindness, and strength they once gave to our family and now give to our foundation is the key to the feeling of home for many of our families. Throughout this journey, we have realized that home is where your heart is at. Please help me thank them for welcoming you, Sophia, Maya, Ava, Jack, and so many others into their hearts, and know that they helped each family in some way during their time on earth by supporting our foundation. And remember that home isn't where you're from, it's where you find light when all grows dark. I love you, Gracie. I know you're forever with me, even though you're not present on earth. When I walk into our home, I smile at your pictures. I remember you playing with your brother on the living room floor. I hear your giggle that lives on in your sister. I feel your presence live on in my heart each and every day. They say home is where the heart is, and my heart is always with you.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your